Hi everybody. Today I'd like to share with you 5 frugal habits that have helped me over the years and also helped me to be able to retire. Getting ahead financially and being able to stay there has a lot to do with habits. The kind of habits that don't hold us back financially and enable us to enjoy our lives. For instance, being able to have a cup of coffee at 10 o'clock in the morning while the rest of the universe is at work, or just being able to call the shots in your own life. Today I want to share these 5 tips with you, which helped me avoid excessive debt, also helped me get out of debt so that I was eventually able to retire and live the kind of life that I've always dreamed about living. And then towards the end of this talk, I want to just share something personal about my journey, a personal story about my journey. And by the way, if you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Ronnie. Thanks for stopping by. If you think you'll like the content on this channel, be sure to hit that thumbs up button that you'll find down below and feel free to subscribe, and I'll thank you in advance. So here are my 5 frugal tips that have helped me over the years. Of course, there's many more, but here's 5 that I'd like to share with you today. Number 1, enjoying the outdoors. Frugal tip number 1. You say, well, what does that got to do with anything? Well, bear with me. It'll become apparent in a moment. Now, I love the outdoors. I love the sounds of nature. I love being away from the noise pollution of the city. Now, where I live, if I drive 30 minutes south, I can be at the beach, in the beaches along the Gulf Coast of Florida. Some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. I can go down there during the week. I can go in the morning, go in the evening, anytime that I want to. And I can go down there and avoid the crowds. And when I go down there, it's miles and miles of pristine beaches with very few people in sight. On the other hand, I can drive from where I live 30 minutes north and drive into a state forest of over 200,000 acres. This state forest is filled with hiking trails, pristine rivers, and longleaf pine. And there's plenty to do out there. My wife and I spend a great deal of time in Blackwater State Forest. I also just enjoy sitting on my front porch in the morning, listening to the birds, watching squirrels and chipmunks, and sometimes we have an occasional deer that walk up into the yard. And I've said all that to say this. Enjoying the outdoors is good for my headspace. It gives me calm. And the best part is it's absolutely free. It doesn't cost me anything. And I've been doing this virtually all of my life. And this has allowed me to enjoy life without spending excessive amounts of money while still building wealth. Number 2, learning to cook good food at home. Now that is another frugal habit that has served me well. My wife and I have a saying that goes like this: make your home kitchen the best restaurant in town. Now that's how we live. That's how we've always lived. We've always just lived like that, with putting the emphasis upon our own home kitchen. And I don't mean just cooking at home, I mean cooking good food at home. We can make anything that we want, and it's always better than what we can get in a restaurant, even some of the finest restaurants. In fact, she and I both, we have our own set of kitchen knives, mounted in the knife blocks, if you will. She has a set of chef's knives, I have a set of chef's knives, and we just get a lot of enjoyment out of home cooking. Plus, we can make home cooked meals for pennies on the dollar, which means we are saving a lot of money. Now, of course, we do eat out. We eat out from time to time, and we treat it as a splurging event when we do. We enjoy the experience, the atmosphere, the menu, a glass of wine, so forth and so on. But eating out has never been our daily fare. We cook at home. It's healthier, it costs less, and we have saved a ton of money over the years. And just run the numbers for yourself, and you'll be shocked. If you spend $20 a day or $25 a day, $100 a week, that's $5,200 a year. Just run your numbers and you'll see how much it really is. Number 3, another frugal habit that has served me well over the years is not being too picky about things. Now, I'm a simple person. I enjoy simple things, and it doesn't take that much for me to feel content. In fact, I feel content with simpler things in a simpler way of life. Now, some people have a boatload of financial trouble because they're just too picky about things. Somebody says, you know, I could just never drive a used car, and I would never even think about buying a used car. And so what do they do? They go out and buy a $70,000 SUV, brand new, that now costs them $1,300 a month in a payment for 6 years. Now, that translates into $93,000 over those 6 years. That's $93,000 going to the man instead of going into their own personal bank account. And that doesn't even account for the insurance. Myself, I have a 2013 pickup truck. It has 140,000 miles on it, meaning I can probably get another 60 or 80,000 miles out of it, maybe even more. Plus, it is paid for, which suits me fine. Somebody might say, well, you know, I don't like these clothes. They don't bring out my personality. And so what do? They go out and buy something else that's 3 times more expensive. Myself, I like coffee, but I don't necessarily feel the need to stop by Starbucks every day. Folgers does me just fine for a fraction of the cost. Now, the point is simply this. The more picky a person is, the more they will suffer financially because they will spend more money on things that they don't really need. In other words, they just keep upgrading and upgrading and upgrading with more expensive options when a less expensive option would be just fine. And they do so at the expense of their financial future. Don't mortgage away your future based upon things that you want to have today. Instead, we should just learn how to be grateful for the simpler things in life and pare down our unnecessary wants from off of our want list so that we can actually build wealth. Number 4, another frugal habit that has served me well over the years is not shopping as a pastime. I've never been a shopper or a shopper as a pastime hobby. I've never been a casual shopper because I can't think of anything that would eat a hole in my pocket quicker than this. Besides, my money has always been too hard to come by for me to let it go so easily. Now, yes, I do go shopping. Of course I do. Everybody does. I go to Home Depot. I go to Lowe's. I go to Walmart. I go to Publix for my groceries. I do buy clothes for myself. I go to the department store from time to time. I Christmas shop for the family, so forth and so on. But I never shop as a pastime. That's, for me, is craziness. Whenever I go shopping, I always have a list, or I specifically know what it is that I'm looking for. I call this power shopping, and it keeps me from overspending. Shopping costs money. Unnecessary shopping costs unnecessary spending. And in the end, we only fill up our houses with unnecessary clutter, which only makes us poorer in the end. By finding other hobbies or pastimes, this has allowed me to build wealth while still enjoying my life. Now follow this logic with me. The more I spend, the more I have to earn. The more I have to earn, the more I have to work. And the more I have to work, the less time I have to spend doing the things that I really want to do. This is called being on the hamster wheel. And for what? To fill my house with clutter? I don't think so. My freedom is more important to me than that. Being able to retire was more important to me than that. So I've always avoided being a shopper as a pastime. And then number 5, not living in extremes. Now, although I love the outdoors and I love being in nature, I also enjoy other things. My wife and I like to go to the movies from time to time. And as I mentioned earlier, we like to eat out, and we do eat in some very nice restaurants from time to time. We also enjoy festivals and free concerts. We do a little traveling, and we take a lot of day trips, as well as many other things. For instance, there's a local restaurant down at the beach. It's about 30 minutes from here, as I mentioned earlier. Actually, it's an open-air bar and grill that overlooks the Gulf of Mexico. It's absolutely beautiful. You get there at the daytime and the water is turquoise. The beaches are pure white sand. Now on Wednesday nights they have a karaoke night. And sometimes my wife and I will go down there in the evenings when the sun is setting. It's beautiful and gorgeous, and she will sing in karaoke night. And I'll tell you, she brings the house down. She really does. She's a good singer. You notice the guitars behind me. We're a musical family. My wife and I, my two sons, we all play musical instruments. She plays keyboard and sings and has just a lovely voice. And we go down there and sometimes on karaoke night, and she just brings the house down, and I'm always so proud of her when she does that. Well, the point being is this: having a variety of things that I enjoy makes me feel like I'm not depriving myself of a life well lived, even though I live a frugal life. And it also teaches me that having fun doesn't always mean that it has to have a high price tag attached to it. And when you can find this kind of balance, it's easier to save money, to build wealth, and sustain wealth. So that's my 5 frugal tips that have helped me over the years. Now let me share with you my personal story. I've always lived a frugal life, but I wouldn't say that I was ever extreme at it. I was more of a practical frugalist, if you will. I've always found more joy in watching my bank account grow rather than watching it wither away through overconsumerism. Over the years, I have avoided debt like the plague, especially unsecured debt like credit cards. Whenever I buy an automobile, I drive it until it becomes undrivable. Literally, I drive them into the ground. I get my money out of them before I'll get another. Living a frugal life also helped me pay off my home and become mortgage-free. In fact, my wife and I, we are 100% debt-free. We've been mortgage-free for the last 16 years. And being mortgage-free, and particularly being debt-free, is a game changer in retirement. And it is the single greatest event that has led to my financial freedom. After I paid off our mortgage, I was able to accelerate my savings, and I was astonished at how quickly it piled up. And the main reason that I've always lived a frugal life is not necessarily because I care about the money itself, but because I care about my personal freedom more than anything else. I want to be autonomous. I want to be self-reliant. I don't want to depend on the government, the company, the union, the man, handouts, or whatever. I want to call the shots in my own life instead of being compelled to work until the day that I die, and having some supervisor controlling my schedule in the meantime. Now that is how living a frugal life has helped give me financial freedom. Living frugal, listen to this, living frugal helped me build wealth, and it also helped set me up for retirement. And now that I am retired, my frugal habits sustain me in retirement. And right now, I'm living my life to the fullest without any fear of running out of money or ending up homeless. Well, that's all for now, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you consider yourself to be a frugal person, I'm interested in knowing what your tips are, so leave me a comment down below. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button and feel free to subscribe. Also, remember, you can share this video with others who you believe could benefit from it. So if you'll do that, I'll thank you in advance. I'm Ronnie. Take care, and we'll see you next time.